Once again, you already know what it is, and you already know where you have reached the number one up and coming professional wrestling podcast anywhere in the world. This is the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly podcast, and specifically, this is HWWWeekly Superstar Profiles Volume 7. First and foremost, I want to wish everybody a happy Juneteenth. This is obviously a very special day in the African American black community. As a black man myself, I am very happy that this day has been set aside to acknowledge and show love to the culture. So with that being said, happy Juneteenth on this June 19th, 2024. So check it out, man. This show is kind of near and dear to my heart, man, because this is about what I think WWE has done so many times over. Countless times, World Wrestling Entertainment, whether it was the former person running the show, now Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, or whoever, underutilizing some of the best professional wrestling talent in the world. On Clash of the Podcast, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time, on the EPW channel, myself and my tag team partner, Conrad Cushman, mentioned very briefly Shinsuke Nakamura, a man who has only won one match out of his last 40. One match out of his last 40. You can fact check me on that. That's fine. But from my knowledge, he is 1-39 in his last 40 matches. That is absolutely pathetic. And beyond any realm of understanding that I can possibly fathom at this time. But for the sake of this show, 20 minutes or less, HWWWeekly Superstar Profiles, I would like to, first of all, give a big shout out to Ricochet. This gentleman, number one, his fiance is amazing. Big shout out to Samantha Irvin. But this man for years, and I'm talking about for years and years and years, House of Glory Wrestling, New Japan, the list goes on and on. This man has set the standard for athleticism inside of a wrestling ring. He is nothing short of extraordinary. And yes, he has been the WWE United States Heavyweight Champion. Yes, he has even been the WWE Intercontinental Champion. But you never got the impression, you never felt that Ricochet meant what he was supposed to mean in WWE. While he was in WWE Developmental, aka NXT, he had some really good matches, North American Championship matches with Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, a lot of 5-star quality in-ring performances that would make you think that he is on the way to superstardom once called up to the main roster. Keep in mind, again, this man had a stellar career in Japan and all over the world. So when you combine that amazing resume with his NXT career, matches again with Velveteen Dream, matches with Adam Cole, and also tremendous matches with Aleister Black as well. So when you take that into consideration and look at where he's going into the WWE, ending up on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, or whatever the case may be, you would think that he's on his way to superstardom. That's what logic would tell you. But that's not the way it would play out. And unfortunately, history will show that once again, WWE underutilizes literally one of the best professional wrestling talents in the world. Tagging up with Braun Strowman. Pointless matches on SmackDown and Raw, where he continually got lost in the shuffle. I mean, the list goes on and on. Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, as I said earlier. There's so many people who have been underutilized. Dolph Ziggler, who had to finally leave WWE after many years of loyalty, but decided, hey, enough is enough, man. So not long ago, Ricochet decided, allegedly, he has decided, per rumor and innuendo, that he is not going to renew his WWE contract as it comes up into this summer. Now, yes, WWE is the biggest professional wrestling organization in the world. Yes, WWE has been the standard bearer for world wrestling, whatever you want to call it, the sport, the entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It's been the standard for wrestling for many, many years. The revolutionary force in sports entertainment, whatever. We know what it is, okay? At least from a monetary standpoint, WWE is number one. So what I say to Ricochet, as he has made the decision to leave WWE, allegedly, you know what I say to Ricochet? Well done. Good job. You made the right decision. The same decision that Dolph Ziggler made, the same decision that Jon Moxley made, and time again, it is showing through evidence that we see on television every single week that WWE does not know how to utilize these 5-star talents. I mean, this is an organization that told AJ Styles as a young wrestler, I don't see anything in you. Same organization. We want to talk about Eric Bischoff not seeing anything in Stone Cold Steve Austin back in the 90s. Okay, maybe Eric Bischoff fumbled the bag on that one. But WWE has turned its back on AJ Styles. WWE thought that Dolph Ziggler wasn't worth a darn thing. They had to repackage Bray Wyatt to get him to a point where he was the superstar that he always should have been. Rest in peace to the great Bray Wyatt. I mean, WWE has fumbled the bag many times. They were about to kick John Cena out the door before he did a freestyle and changed the course of his entire life. So let's not act like WWE always gets it right. The fact of the matter is they don't. And with Ricochet, they didn't. You want to talk about one of the best athletes in the world of professional wrestling? You want to talk about 5-star matches? Let's talk about Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Let's talk about them and what they've done in New Japan years ago. Let's talk about how they set the world on fire with their in-ring performances, athleticism, charisma. I mean, have we ever seen Ricochet do a promo in WWE with the exception of the Logan Paul situation from last SummerSlam? Where Logan Paul humiliated him, talked trash to his girlfriend, and WWE made Ricochet lose in the biggest match of his career. Just saying. And then this same guy who has been all over the world, been trend-setting in the aspect of, again, athleticism, moves, changing the game. This guy, who has been a soldier for you in WWE for his entire time being here, what do? What do you do to show your appreciation to Ricochet? To show your appreciation to Ricochet after you had Logan Paul humiliate him at SummerSlam, like I said a minute ago. To show appreciation to Ricochet for making him team up with Braun Strowman for no reason at all. Completely nullifying the athleticism that he should have been putting on display every week on television. What do you do to say, Ricochet, we appreciate you. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your dedication to World Wrestling Entertainment. This is how we thank him. We make him the Twitter champion. You make Ricochet the Twitter champion. Oh, they may call it the Speed champion. I call him the Twitter champion. That's what you do. And by the way, the current Twitter champion, one of the best wrestlers in the world, Andrade. Just another example of how WWE continues to fumble the bag. So you make Ricochet the Twitter champion, and that's your way of saying thank you, Ricochet, for all your years of service. I don't blame Ricochet one bit for saying take this job and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. I am sick of you, Triple H. I am sick of you, Bruce Pritchard. I am sick of the old man who used to run it before you. I'm sick of each and every one of you people who have continued to overlook me for the top-tier athlete and the top-tier performer that I have been since I walked in this place, and you have not appreciated it one bit. To heck with the Speed Championship. That is a slap in the face. You give me a title that signifies 3-minute matches? That's what I'm worth to you. That's what I'm worth to you. After everything I'm accomplished around the world, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, all these things that I've accomplished, House of Glory World Champion, your Intercontinental Champion, your United States Champion, even though you didn't utilize me correctly, what you do for me now is you say, I'm going to make you the champion of this division where you wrestle on social media for 3 minutes or less. And then you wonder why Ricochet says, take this job and shove it? Another thing. We all know the standards and practices of when somebody leaves an organization. 9 times out of 10, you lose on your way out, with the exception of Sting, and I have no problem with that, because when Sting retired from AEW, he deserved to retire undefeated in AEW, and he deserved to retain the Tag Team Championship with Darby Allin. If you haven't heard the HUBBanomics episode about Sting, go back into the archives. I broke it all the way down. So we know the standards and practices of how people usually leave an organization. But have you noticed how WWE has treated people on their way out as of late? Remember what they did to Jon Moxley? Having him get slapped around by Nia Jax for like 3 months? Having him turn heel on Roman Reigns for no reason at all? Completely destroying his character and his momentum because he refused to re-sign, because he refused to re-sign with an organization that wasn't treating him correctly. And Dean Ambrose was WWE champion. So it wasn't like he got treated horribly, but at the end, they treated him like a dog. Now, Ricochet, you've been Intercontinental Champion, North American Champion, United States Champion. Pretty good resume on paper. But like I said, wasted your talent by being a tag team partner of Braun Strowman. Wasted your talent by being on main event. Not the main event, as in main event of a major show. I'm talking about the main event, the TV show the Velocity Sunday Night Heat show of 2024 in WWE. That's what Ricochet was on every week. And now you made him the Twitter champion. And he lost the championship to Andrade. I don't even like calling it a championship. That's an insult to championships. The Twitter belt, okay? He was a Twitter belt holder. And he lost the Twitter belt to Andrade, okay? So they decide, we got to write this guy off of television. We got to write this guy off of television. So what are we going to do? We're going to have Braun Breaker beat him down and destroy him in a way that has him carted off in an ambulance where his real-life fiance runs to the back, cries her eyes out, gets in the ambulance, and we watch them ride away, never to be seen again. And you wonder why I say WWE doesn't deserve the success that it has? You wonder why I say that WWE is Bush League in how they treat people? You're telling me there was no better way to have Ricochet written off television than to have him beat down, thrown through a car window, a car windshield, put in an ambulance, and have his real-life fiance cry over his lifeless body? That's pathetic and insulting. Just like the Twitter belt is pathetic and insulting, and just like how they've treated him as a professional wrestler in WWE. But I got news for you. Better days are coming for the man they call Ricochet. And I cannot be more happy on Juneteenth 2024 to say that Ricochet is on his way to bigger and better, because whether it's AEW, whether it's Total Nonstop Action, whether it's back to New Japan, or wherever he may go, he will be utilized in a manner that is of respect and of dignity, and a man of the distinction of him being one of the best professional wrestlers alive today. And he will be back on a platform that will show the world what you've forgotten about how he can perform in the ring, due to the fact that WWE has put major rain on his parade over the past several years. I can't wait to see the wonderful things that Ricochet is going to accomplish outside of the WWE umbrella. And when he becomes a New Japan champion, or an AEW champion, or a TNA champion, whether it's the X Division, whether it's the World title, whether it's the AEW title, whether it's the TNT title, whether it's the IWGP Heavyweight title, whether it's the IWGP Tag Team titles, whether it's the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, whatever it may be, Ricochet will do something of significance. And he will remind the world of who he was before his talents were nullified by World Wrestling Entertainment. Ricochet, Godspeed, God bless. I wish you nothing but the best. And as soon as that contract expires, and as soon as that non-complete comes to an end, I am looking forward to seeing you display your talents and show the world exactly who you've always been, but have not been allowed to show. That's it, y'all. HUBBanomics, Volume 7, the Ricochet episode. Happy Juneteenth. God bless. Be encouraged. See you at 6:05 on Monday night. Clash of the Podcast with Conrad Cushman. We're going to be in the building. Evil never, ever prevails. We'll talk to you next time. Later.